So I've been sent a product by a company called ZMLink. It's a smart socket. I previously looked at one of their smart light bulbs before, and if you have a look in my previous videos, you'll be able to see that there. So this is the socket as it's arrived. It's arrived in a brown cardboard box, much like the last one did. It does mention a free app on the side of the box, although the last box did as well, and we didn't use that app eventually. We used an app called TuyaSmart. So let's have a look at the socket itself. The socket itself bears a striking resemblance to the IT'd Sonoff S20, so it'd be interesting to see what's inside this device, whether it's the same device with a different firmware on it, or whether it's just simply that they've taken they've copied the tooling or used the same tooling for the case itself. It comes from China, as does a lot of these devices. It comes with a couple of user manuals, including a quick start manual. And when we have a look at it, it mentions that it works with Amazon Alexa, which is quite nice. So I've brought Amazon Alexa with us today. We'll give that a try in a minute or two. So looking at the device itself, what I'm just going to do is plug it in. And the instructions tell me that I should hold the power button down for 6 seconds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if you can see, it seems to be flashing blue. So what I'll do now is I'm just going to start the app. I've already registered this, so you do need an online registration to be able to work the product. I'll hit plus. Tell it it's an electrical outlet that I'm looking for, and then I'm just going to date check, and we've got to give it a password. Then it'll go into its connection routine. And there we go, it's added the device. This has taken me a couple of shots to get. The first time it didn't add it successfully, I found that it was probably my proximity to the router that was the issue. So now that the device has been added, I suppose we better test it. And yeah, giving this a click on and off, I can hear the relay inside working, and there's a little red button here. So the socket itself is working nicely on the app. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and change the settings. And I'm going to call this office lamp. I want to give it a good name that it's easy to say, because when I add the echo skill to it later on, this will be what's used for the echo skill. And that says it's successfully attached. So that's the device set up in terms of the app itself. And there's various different things you can add, switches or countdowns or timers to that. What I'm now going to do though is I'm going to move across to the Amazon application, and I'm going to attempt to add the skill to there and see if we can't get it working alongside the Amazon. Oh, so it needs me to So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and find the skill. And I'm going to enable the skill. So hopefully that will link in just a second or two, and indeed it has. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask for the Echo to register devices. Alexa, find devices.
Starting discovery. This can take up to 20 seconds. If you have Philips Hue, press the button on your bridge.
So hopefully it's going to find itself a device or two.
Discovery is complete.
So we've set up the skill using the Amazon app, and now what I'm just going to do is give it a couple of tests so you can see it working. On the screen here I've got the TuyaSmart app is still working, and that's now got the socket on it. I've plugged this simple light into the smart socket. Alexa, office lamp on.
Okay.
Alexa, office lamp off.
Okay.
Alexa, office lamp on. So as you can see, the smart socket responds very quickly to the Amazon Alexa commands, which, considering it's using a web server somewhere else, it's pretty good response in fact. What I'm going to look at in my next video is I'm going to have a look at the insides of this lamp, see what kind of controls they have. I suspect it's going to be an ESP8266 microcontroller in there, and we'll have a look and see if that's something that I can reprogram, perhaps put some other firmware on it like the ESP Easy that I've put on my other devices. What I would say about this lamp in particular is it's a little bit more expensive than some of the smart lamps that I've seen. But if you are already invested in the TuyaSmart technology, and if you're already using that particular app to control other devices, this device works really well straight out the box. It's the app itself that seems to come with it is responsive, and I suppose, you know, if you've got a smart electronics, if you've got smart lights working already that use this app, then the smart socket's just another thing to add to that setup, rather than you know, choosing a different type of socket and having to have maybe 2 or 3 apps all working at the same time. So generally speaking, it looks a really good device. The response using the default firmware that comes with it is certainly more than acceptable, I think, for most people. And for a lot of people, that's as much as you'll ever want to do with it. So bye for now.